Hi, so this is hopefully what will be a quick but very useful guide to how to use this slide deck while you're working with the Wikipedia student program. It's something that I've put together for our classes to hopefully pull all your resources into one space and give you an overview of the whole program. So first things first, there's two ways to look at this, actually three ways. You could do the slideshow option, which will bring up the slide full screen. So if there's something you want to get a closer look at, click on slideshow while you're on that slide and then hit escape to get back to this view. This is the view where you have the toolbar on the side here and you can scroll through all the slides. And we'll do that in just a minute. But a very useful view that a lot of people aren't aware of is the grid view. So if you go up to view, click on grid view, then what that does is that pulls all the slides up this way, which is also a nice way to get an overview. So let me go back to the regular view so that I can take you through this. Now, this is broken into several sections, and there's some very useful things. There are some quotes, and you'll see things in a similar format, like all quotes kind of are on a slide that looks like this. And so you can scan through and see that. But one thing you'll find useful is probably this table of contents. This jumps you through the different sections of this slide deck. And we're going to briefly go through what is in each of these. But I'm not going to go through each slide by slide. And so our very first section we're going to come to is the reference library. This is a really useful section. And as we have different documents that are being referenced in the Wikipedia project, I will link to them directly here. So you don't have to try to remember, where did I see that file? Where do I click on it? What if I want to read the whole thing? You come here. Our main documents will be this editing Wikipedia and evaluating Wikipedia. Those are the main documents that we're going to use throughout the whole project. But this editing Wikipedia biography document is very useful also because it tells you what they're looking for. Another page of reference documents. This is the assignment rubric. The picture isn't the whole thing, but that will give you an idea of what I'm looking for throughout this project. If you're interested in illustrating Wikipedia, there's a guide for that, and there's a guide for avoiding plagiarism on Wikipedia. Probably one of the most important things, and I'll build this one out a little bit more, I'll probably add a slide here. How do you get help? Like, of course, I'm helpful, hopefully, so I can be helpful. But once you're actually in the Wikipedia dashboard, there's a Get Help button. And when you push that, it gives you lots of options, but one of which lets you ask a question directly to Brianda, who is our Wikipedia expert. And she holds office hours twice a week. Those will be published. You'll find those in Discord. You'll find those in various places, including in this slide deck. And you can just drop in on Zoom and say, hey, I'm trying to do this thing and I don't understand. And she'll be very helpful. Helene is the senior program manager. She's also very helpful, and she puts on webinars that I will make sure to publish if you want to jump in and participate in those and learn about those. But then they're also recorded. So I'll have a slide for an archive of the recordings. And then there's the WikiEDU dashboard trainings. Those are part of the assignment and are super helpful because they explain how things work and they let you try things out. So this is our reference library section. And then we have the project introduction. And so there's a video from me about why I think we should be doing this. And then you get to meet Brianda, our Wikipedia expert. And she has a video that tells you all about the project also. She's a lot of fun to talk to. So I think you guys will enjoy that. And then we have a section, learn about Wikipedia. Why are we doing this anyhow? And what does it have to do with our classes? So there's 3 videos here that you'll see linked. And those are ones you should watch in the first week. Those are ones that are going to give you perspective. Why did it start? How do we have reliable sources? How do we balance things? Why do we love going here in the first place? So I think you'll find those interesting. Then we get to the details, project logistics. This is going to go into how this all works. How are we going to do this? What are the outcomes for each class? How are we putting together our teams? This section is going to be built out more by next week. What are the team roles? How does this all, what are we going to do? This is the what are we going to do part. The next section is the project timeline. How's this going to play out? We're going to do this over 8 weeks, starting in the first week. This timeline overview shows you all 8 weeks, and it links to the slides for each week. And so for every week, you're going to see something that gives you just the framework of what we're going to do that week. On the Wikipedia EDU dashboard, the Wiki EDU dashboard, that's where you'll find all the details. And so we're going to be having 2 different sites. We'll have Moodle, that'll be our main hub, and I'll link to everything on the Wikipedia dashboard that I can. But most of the work for the Wikipedia project gets done on their dashboard because they've spent a lot of time and they've had thousands of students go through this at this point, putting something together that works well for the project and works well for the students and the instructors. So every week you're going to see just the summary. Now, the heart of who we're going to work with is the biography starter kit. And what you're going to find in here, this is a list of all the people that we're working with this semester. And so this first lady actually happens to be from UC Riverside. So that's kind of interesting. So for every person, we have their picture, who they are, kind of what they do, and then some links to reliable sources that the Wikipedia people found that we can use as starter points for writing the biographies. We'll have to add some more. We'll have to find more, especially on some of these people. So your job in the next week or so is to go through these biographies and say, that one sounds interesting. I might want to work on this one because I'm going to ask you to rank your top 3 so that I can group people according to the ones they'd like to work on. And we have a really interesting list of people there. This final part is going to be a section that probably will get added to as I find more materials. This isn't mandatory reading, but this is stuff that you might find interesting, especially this first one, because this talks about why this project is important in the first place. This next video, this is a long form podcast. This podcast is 3 hours long, so I fully don't expect you to sit down and watch or listen to the whole thing. And I've got links to where you can listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. However, I also have the outline here from YouTube so you can see what they talked about, and there might be something specific you're interested in. Jimmy Wales is the guy that founded this, and I'm sure it went way beyond anything he ever imagined in the first place. So use this slide deck as kind of your textbook, per se, for the project. All of the resources will be here, so you don't have to hunt them down. If you want to get a quick look at all the slides, remember, go to grid view, because then that lets you just scroll down the page nice and easy. And take advantage of the resources here. And if there's something you think I should add here, let me know, because I can put it in.